I'm doing this nice and late at night so that nobody's actually here live because I've never done a live video like this before. So I'm just practicing. Um, I made a thread on Twitter. I've never made a thread before, but I made a thread because shills be shillin' on Twitter about all these people that think that maybe there's trafficked children being rescued right now. So I've read a few people that are like kind of going like poo pooing on the idea, like, where's your evidence for that? Why are you just saying that that's happening based on nothing? And I was kind of mad because it's not based on nothing. There's a lot of things that are pointing in one direction, and it's silly to not look and to not think about what these things could mean. So first of all, let's start with the the proclamation that Donald Trump signed on December 31st, 2019, just a few months ago. It was the proclamation on National Slavery and Human Trafficking Prevention Month. I'm just going to read a snippet of it. It says trafficking, this is part of the proclamation. Trafficking crimes are perpetuated by transnational criminal enterprises, gangs, and cruel individuals. Through force, fraud, coercion, and sexual exploitation of minors, traffickers rob countless individuals of their dignity and freedom, splinter families, and threaten the safety of our communities. In all its form, human trafficking is an intolerable blight on any society dedicated to freedom, individual rights, and the rule of law. So he just signed that. The Trump administration just created that in on December 31st, 2 months ago, a whole proclamation about human trafficking, right? And then just last month, on March 31st, 2020, he signed the Trump administration created the proclamation on National Sexual Assault Awareness and Prevention Month. Interesting. Let's read a portion of that. Human trafficking has become rampant throughout the world and often includes, so this is also about human trafficking, often includes sexual assault. In 2019 alone, the National Human Trafficking Hotline received reports of nearly 12,000 cases of potential human trafficking in the United States, identifying more than 25,000 victims. More than 65% of these cases referenced women, and more than 1 in 5 referenced children. My administration will use every tool at our disposal to dismantle this global problem, deliver justice, and ensure the safety and well-being of survivors. That was literally just signed. So we have December, a proclamation about human trafficking, and then just this last month for April, this month is uh, National Sexual Assault Awareness and Prevention Month, this month. And then back in, this is another really important proclamation that was signed in, let's see, where is it? December 2017. So this was December 21st, December 2017. He wrote and signed another executive order about human rights abuse. And you'll know this, if you'll remember this, if you were following Q back then, because Q dropped in October 2017, and this was just 2 months later. Um, and we were all really interested in what this meant because it was about human rights abuse. And it says, um, basically, it states if human rights abuse has reached such a scope and gravity that they threaten the stability of international political and economic systems, their assets can be frozen. And I remember we all, when that came out, we're like, oh my gosh, they're freezing George Soros's assets. They're freezing the Rothschilds. We all knew that meant it was the beginning, sort of the end. If they were had the evidence that these people were involved in trafficking, they could seriously clamp down on that, with that proclamation being able to freeze their assets. So we have those 3 proclamations that are completely centered around human trafficking, right? Trump administration clearly has demonstrated that they have a strong focus on human trafficking. Clearly, it's a very important issue. And then in 2018, there was an article by the U.S. military. They spent $500 million on subterranean training for battlefield, for warfare. And I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen this if you're following Q. I think Joanne maybe posted this. But yeah, it's a whole $500 million was spent just to train our soldiers to be able to fight in urban areas and underground. And why do we want to fight underground? And what does that have to do with human trafficking? Tunnels. Much of the trafficking is done under the cover of darkness using the vast tunnel systems. Some of the tunnels are known, and some of the systems are unknown. Um, I'm sure you guys have all seen the maps of all the tunnels and how they're, and then there's maps of how the earthquakes in California, I know for sure, line up with like known tunnel systems. And there's tunnel systems that run with entrances at all the national parks. And there's lots of children that go missing at national parks. There's tunnel systems that we know run under the Playboy Mansion. You can find the blueprints on the internet of the tunnel systems. I heard that they're digging up those tunnel systems now. I kind of want to take a little field trip down there and see what we see. And then there was rumors. These are all just rumors. Obviously, all of this is speculation. Nobody knows for sure if there's children being rescued right now and being put on the hospital ships, but it sure is a beautiful thing to believe, right? It sure is a beautiful thing. So I'm searching for clues that suggest that is what's happening instead of searching for things to cast doubt, because you can do that. You can go either way. You can cast doubt on anything. And we could, today I actually read, I indulged this stupid person on Twitter because they had all these reasons like debunking Q. And I just started reading it. It was so stupid. It wasn't debunking Q at all. It was things that are not even Q posts that they were trying to debunk. But anyway, one of them was this idea that there's rescued children on the hospital ships. So basically, what I'm trying to explain is that we do know that tunnel systems are real. That's verified. There's an article that was just posted last month also that showed that they just discovered a bunch of tunnel systems in Mexico. Anyway, okay, so, and we all acknowledge that human trafficking is real. I think most people, let's say normies, think of, when they think of human trafficking, they think it's just the Mexican drug cartels and the coyotes that are trafficking other Mexican women and children through our borders. People have no idea that it's transcontinental and that it's going through the ports and it's coming from all kinds of different countries, and that it's just happening right here in our own country. And people don't understand that there are many children that don't even have birth certificates. So people don't even know that they're missing. They're born into the system. They're born into the cult. They're born into a family with parents that were probably trafficked, or, not necessarily trafficked, but born into the cult, mind controlled. And these, and then their children are born into it and they don't know any other way. So anyways, my point is, we know the tunnel systems are real. We know human trafficking is real. And we know from the proclamations that Donald Trump has recently signed that he and his administration are focused on human trafficking. That's clearly a focus. Okay, so you can dismiss all these things and say, oh, it's just a coincidence. Or you can say, maybe there's something else going on here. So then let's look at some more stuff. The USNS Mercy and the USNS Comfort show up on the scene, right? Amazing floating hospitals. These naval ships are amazing. I went and I was reading about them and reading what they that they were originally oil tankers and that they were converted in the 80s, I believe, to be hospital ships. And they can, I think the Mercy could have up to 1,000 patients. Anyway, so we're told by the mainstream media that these floating hospital ships are to help with the overflow of the hospitals. The hospitals are going to be so overflowed with all these COVID patients. Let's have the floating hospitals to put these non-COVID patients on, right? But the hospitals are not overflowing with patients. They're not at all. I mean, you can look on Twitter and just look up the hashtag film your hospital, and you can see people all over the country filming, and even all over the world filming empty hospitals because nobody's getting in car accidents, nobody's out, nobody's getting hurt, nobody's working. So there's no one getting hurt. So the hospitals are not overwhelmed. That's my point. And they're not only just these floating hospital ships, but then we've got these makeshift shift hospitals. I think that Donald Trump said President Trump said that there was 18 of them. Why do we have all these extra hospitals when we really don't need them? And we know that the Trump administration knows all this. Anyway, so we've got these. So I'm just trying to think logically, as everyone else. Why the floating hospitals? Why is this necessary when this is really not the pandemic that the deep state is trying to make us think? And then there was that SoundCloud audio clip going around. Remember the SoundCloud audio clip? Anybody see that? With that woman whose mom was friends with a nurse that was supposedly at the Central Park triage emergency hospital situation, and said that the trafficking of children is real and they are treating trafficked children. I thought her story sounded legit. Like it sounded like someone that was excited to tell this story and what she had heard. So, but the clip has since been removed after having 500,000 views. The clip has since been removed. So I don't know if anybody else has a copy of it, and I think there was actually two people that were saying the same thing, that they were witnessing rescued trafficked children there. Then let's see what else we got. There's so much stuff. There's that too. Okay, so then there's this. Just last month, the U.S. Department of Justice, the Office of Justice Programs, OJP, provides new housing support for survivors of human trafficking. Imagine that. Actually, not last month. This month, April 2nd, this was signed. Victims of human trafficking face many hurdles, including the immediate need for a safe place to live. Immediate need for a safe place to live. Programs for affordable housing typically have long wait lists and may restrict eligibility based on aspects such as rental history, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so they're letting us know that they're setting up a program right away. They just signed this, and then let's see what this one says. United States Attorney William M. McSwain announces more than $36 million available to fight human trafficking and assist victims. Signed April 2nd. Why all this human trafficking stuff at the same time? I showed you 3 proclamations that were related to human trafficking. I'm showing you right here the money that was allocated by our government, the Department of Justice. Office of Justice Programs announces more than $55 million available to fight human trafficking and help trafficking victims, specifically to help them. All within this time period. I don't think it's crazy to try to put these puzzle pieces together and guess what's going on, because I don't know. I don't think it's weird to think that there's something going on with trafficked people right now, children and adults. And then we had SNL comedian Jim Brewer post this video on Instagram. I don't know if you guys can hear it. It's talking about I'm sure most of you guys have seen it. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. He's talking about hostages being held in dark tunnels and how we need to shed light on this darkness, and there's truth that's going to come out. Really odd timing, right? Considering all these other things. And I don't know. I think it means something. I think he knows something. I'm just putting the clues together, guys. Just putting it all together. And then a reporter, what's her name? Chanel Ryan or whatever, from OANN on American News Network. She's in the press room, right? She, I did not realize, was a Q follower that like a year and a half ago that she tweeted #Q on her tweet, and Georgia News just retweeted. Anyways, I think she's going to be the one that's going to ask the question, because there's only a handful of people in that little tiny press room. and I think it's going to be very interesting. Anyway, she asks him, which I feel like it was President Trump, um, is there other activities going on besides busting the drug cartels? And then it leads Donald Trump to say, actually, yeah, there's a lot of human trafficking. And notice when you watch that clip, I have it all on my Twitter feed. I couldn't figure out how to play my screen and myself at the same time. So otherwise, I would be playing all these clips for you. But Donald Trump, basically, it's interesting because he pauses when he says the word. He kind of acts like it's just mostly adults, but then he said, and children. And he paused on that word. And I don't know. I feel like I know Donald Trump's body language. I know when he's trying to send a message. But maybe I think we all think that. Okay, and then there's this other clip. I just really like this clip of this girl who's on the USNS Comfort, and she's talking about her experiences there. And I think it's really, if you listen with an open heart.
It's been a wild ride. I work here in the ER.
Let me see if I can show you.
You
guys seen this?
This mission has been really special to me. My uncle actually responded to 9/11 with the Comfort. He was a firefighter in the Army at the time, and having this opportunity to be here and following his footsteps, someone that is the motivation for me joining the military, it's been pretty awesome. This mission has been very humbling for me, and it's pretty amazing to be able to be here and respond to Americans after spending so much time in South America. And just kind of putting the Corman rate out there for everyone so people finally know who we are. You know, we're here for you, and you don't have to be afraid anymore. Thank you guys for listening. I hope you guys have a great night.
So she says, we're here for you and you don't have to be afraid anymore. Oh, sorry. Anyway, I thought that was very interesting how she got emotional when she was talking about it being a humbling experience, and then, ends it by saying, we're here for you and you don't have to be afraid anymore. Just putting the clues together, just looking at all this stuff and going, maybe. And then, do you guys remember at the press conference when Trump was talking about an international evacuation operation? I didn't really understand where it came from because he was just talking about COVID, and then he started talking about how they have this crazy international evacuation operation, the largest in history. So 25,000 Americans were rescued and were bringing them back home. He emphasized how absolutely stuck they were. Donald Trump, when he emphasizes words, you always have to take note of that. And he said a couple of times they were absolutely stuck. And he mentioned them. He actually said that they were locked in. And then he mentions a light at the end of the tunnel. Anyway, I loved that. And if you're, a Q follower, you're listening to all those things, and they're all kind of connecting the dots here. Let's see. Oh, and then he also mentioned that there was young people in Peru and young people in Brazil, and that they were absolutely stuck, and we got them out. Yeah, and he's like, maybe you guys read about it. I'm like, no, I didn't read about that. I'd like to know more about that and what you're talking about. And then he emphasized how these next 2 weeks are going to be really tough, which was really interesting that he said that. Oh, what other clues are there? Oh, well, the fact that he kept referring to the virus as the invisible enemy. I thought that was interesting how he would always say this invisible enemy. Maybe other people thought that was interesting too. I don't know. I don't know if anyone's even chatting or anything. Let me see. I'm going to look at this really fast. It's all happening. Let your stuff look at my pages. I have some videos. Okay. Chanel is the one still developed for Darcy and the rest. How do you know all this stuff, Ryan Wins? Hi, Ryan. Welcome. So I don't, honestly, on my my YouTube channel, I don't even know how many people are actually Q researchers, or how many are, because I have some random people that don't even like Trump, but like they're like, we like you, we don't like Trump, but we like you. And then I know I have a lot of just Trump supporters that don't follow Q at all. So so I think sometimes when I do these kind of videos, there's probably some people that are watching that are totally confused and don't know what I'm talking about at all. Um, so I yeah, my videos are catered towards people that kind of know. I like saving kids. I like saving kids too. What's wrong with believing that children are being saved? Isn't that a good thing? Isn't that a wonderful thing to believe? Oh, you saw me on the war room. Oh, I totally screwed up on that. I got so nervous and I stopped talking. That was embarrassing. um, anyone think this whole thing is a Trump rope a dope operation? I don't know what that means. I'm not sure what you mean by that. But I I think that good things are happening. Um, you can't help but see that there's things happening. I mean, there's if you guys have been following, I'm doing a little dance for the kids right now. Are you? I don't know if you're serious or not. If I went on a show, you didn't notice? Oh, that's good. I don't know. I froze for a second, but that was yeah, that was weird. Um, everyone else is worrying about themselves. I'm just gonna go back to what I was talking about, all these clues and these hints, like the Ellen DeGeneres video. Remember with the skeleton keys for the Q followers? I know most of you might not know what I'm talking about. What a beautiful possibility. Let's let them walk into this trap. He lets them have enough rope to hang themselves. Oh, yes, I do agree with that. I totally agree with that. I agree. I think that Trump is. I love how in his press conferences he always he calls he always calls Dr. Birx and Dr. Fauci the professionals. And well, this is what the professionals say. He's purposely distancing himself from them and saying, well, I'm just going with what the professionals are saying. And the professionals are saying that we need to shut the country down. I noticed that they're sort of they keep kind of the word of the day and or the last couple of days is flatten. All the fake news keeps talking about flattening the curve, and I'm like, are they doing that because they're looking really stupid since all these hospitals are empty? Um, so you think it is genius? It's totally genius. We have a genius as a president. It's the whole thing is beautiful because look at what it's going to do for all these kinds of things. First of all, it's like it's making everybody pause for a second and like think about life and thinking about their families and thinking about what actually matters. For me, I hate public school, so I love what it's doing for homeschool. I'm watching my sisters are I homeschool my kids, and my sisters are forced to homeschool now, and they're which means they're researching it and they're seeing. I hope they're seeing how cool it actually is. So I love that people are kind of getting a taste of the possibilities when you homeschool your kids. I love I don't know. There's just a lot of it seems like a genius plan. Watch they fall for it every time. That's what's so funny. Yes, they're yeah. It's funny. It's funny. What I honestly think that that's a huge purpose of this is to destroy the mainstream media because they've hyped this up so much, um, and it's all gonna just be nothing. And Trump's gonna be like, you guys are the ones that said it was this crazy thing, and it's just gonna that's part of the whole destruction of the deep state, right? Destroying the mainstream media, making them look stupid for really lying about this COVID thing. I mean, we know that's really people are really getting sick. It's not literally a hoax when we say that. The hoax is the pandemic part, right? It's not a pandemic. Sorry, I'm trying to read your comments. How is there only 12 people watching this? Because it's what 2 o'clock in the morning or 3. I don't know what time is this. 1 o'clock in the morning here. I didn't want lots of people watching it. So anyway, um, yeah. So yeah the the media is going to kill themselves with this whole COVID thing. I I don't know about you guys, but I refuse to wear a mask. I just don't want to go outside. And POTUS refuses to wear a mask, so I refuse to wear a mask. How did you know I was going to come on? How could you wait up for me if you, how did you know I was going to come on? I didn't know I was going to come on. I just last minute decided to do it. But I wanted to get this information out. And I wanted those of you that might think that this is happening, that these children are being rescued, I was hoping that for people to not feel stupid, because it is, there are all these things that are happening that are pointing to that. I mean, the whole thing with Ellen DeGeneres and the skeleton keys, and then connecting that to Chris Cornell's the silent children, the trafficking documentary that he was working on, and then he was murdered. There's so much. We all know that pizza, well, I don't know if everybody knows that, but I learned about Pizzagate in 2016 August, when I pretty much when it broke. I know James Alefante's Instagram was still open when I was looking at it, and I was shocked. And that's when I realized that silent running. What is silent running? That I forgot what that meant. Tell me what it means. Yeah, so when Pizzagate broke, that's when I realized that the human trafficking was international, and that it was like regular people that you see on TV and politicians and people you trust. I couldn't comprehend that, but once I saw all the evidence, I was like, okay. So when Q came on the scene a year later, a little more than a year later, I was like, oh yeah, I already know about Epstein Island. I already know about the Podestas. I already know about Hillary. So it was really easy to accept all this stuff about satanic worship and satanic ritual abuse, and the cannibalism and the pedivores and the adrenochrome. It all made sense, and it's all crazy, and it's all real. And people are gonna, those hospitals might be for people when they have heart attacks, because this stuff is going to come out, and they're going to struggle dealing with the reality of the world that we live in. I don't know how much disclosure is going to come out. I'm really kind of curious how much disclosure we actually get. Like, how deep are we going to go with disclosure? Mike and the Mechanics song Silent Running. That's what the operation is. Oh, okay. It was October 26th when I first saw screenshots of his Instagram. I think it was closed by then. Yep. It closed right after that. You're absolutely right. So you were there too at Pizzagate, Ryan. Yeah. Pizzagate was crazy. That was so crazy. Anyway, yeah, and it's then Drew Barrymore, remember her tweet? She was wearing the key around her neck. I'm like, what is up with the key symbolism? Get my prepare. Sorry. I can't imagine how the masses all the Romans could handle it. I think they block it out. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, in the Q post, it says that the truth is not for everyone, and that not everyone can handle it. It's going to be really weird. It's going to be really weird. I did not know what event would cause us all to be indoors. Like, I knew from the early Q posts that talked about military control and the National Guard being called, and that we would all the internet would basically be down, and we would be getting this message for this presidential alert. I believed all that stuff was going to happen, but I didn't know how it was going to happen. And when this COVID thing started happening, I was like, oh my gosh, this is actually possible that this could happen. But I can't figure out what is going to come out, if the child trafficking is going to come out first, or I don't know. It's really hard to know. Anyway, and then you guys probably saw, or if you didn't see, James Comey's tweet, good day for a walk with a household member, took a picture of himself in a tunnel. That's odd, right? Why are you taking a picture of yourself in a tunnel when we're all talking about tunnels and children being rescued from tunnels? And then Mr. Deep State himself posts a picture of himself in a tunnel. I think it's a little bit weird. What other clues do we have that Donald Trump is eradicating this child trafficking? Well, we know that under his presidency, more child trafficking arrests have happened than in any other presidency, like skyrocketed. I don't even know what the current numbers are, but this chart from a few years back, it's like off the charts, right? So clearly the Trump administration is making human trafficking a priority. I already went over the funds that are going towards human traffickers. Did you guys see? Oh, wait, let's do this one too. Yeah, so then there was, it says the Jarvis Center is set up as a recovery for trauma victims and not like COVID victims. Includes a child-friendly penguin humidifier, and U.S. Comfort is at Pier 90, which is in close proximity to the Clinton Foundation. Very good. Yes, there is snoring. Sorry. Somebody is in my bed snoring. Even if one kid is saved, I'm happy. Yes. It's late. Let's see. Okay, what about this? What do you guys think about this? Let me ask you. When Trump showed up with that really pastel colored tie, people said it was pink and blue. I thought it looked purple and pink, but people think it was definitely an interesting it was definitely an interesting fashion choice for Trump. I was like, that is an interesting, really bright, like pastel-y tie. And a lot of people were saying that they think it was symbolic of little boys and little girls. I don't know. I mean, it could be. I think they do communicate through their clothes. I think we know that. I think we know that the deep state, and so the white hats are now kind of playing the game. It's like the deep state communicates through their through colors and symbols and clothes and their magazine covers and their music videos. They use numbers. They use all kinds of ways to communicate. So Trump and the white hats are going to do the same thing back to them. That's part of the trolling, right? Melania does. She speaks in her clothes. They make fashion statements and says different things. I mean, I should pray. Just inside the doorway. Use it only in emergency. I'm trying to read your comments. Sorry. Yeah, so Q silent running is the op. Okay. Just inside the doorway. Use it only in emergency. Better you should pray to God the Father, and the Spirit will guide you and protect you from here. You can. Anyway, it keeps disappearing. Stop. Can you hear me running? Okay. Yeah. What else have you guys been researching? What else have you guys seen? Any clues as to this being an operation for saving children? Any other clues that I'm missing? How about that guy, that Q Patriot guy on YouTube? He made that really great video, that dig on Alice in Wonderland connections. Because remember, I don't know how many people here have been following Q from the beginning, but I've been there since the beginning. And I remember when we first saw Saudi Arabia, Alice in Wonderland, Hillary Clinton, those three were, and the Godfather 3. Those words were always together in the Q post, and we were always trying to figure out. And I never was super clear on what the Godfather 3 reference was. I read different things, but I was never super clear on what it actually meant. And then when I watched that dude's video, it was really good. It was really interesting because he pointed out that in that little patch of New York, you've got Pier 90 right there where the Comfort is, right? And then you've got the Clinton Foundation right there. The Clinton Foundation right there. And then Linda Day Rothschild's former business is there. What else? Oh, and then the Alice in Wonderland part in the park. And then Godfather 3 was filmed right across from the Alice in Wonderland statue. And then what else was there? Oh, yeah. And the Saudi Arabian consulate was there. So all these things are in this tiny little area. And he was like, maybe that's the what the Q team was trying to point us to, because we always thought that it had to do with actually, well, at least some people that I was reading we're talking about Saudi Arabia, but not actually the Saudi Arabian consulate. And they own that land there, right next to the Clinton Foundation, right next to and there's tunnels. We know that there's tunnel systems. He was talking about how the train, when they were building the train, that they built all kinds of tunnels underneath. It's just disturbing underneath the park. And then when you think about the Alice in Wonderland symbolism, it's like all mind control. Everything about that movie is symbolic of all this crap. Yes, what else? Trying to think of what else there is as far as clues. Yeah. Colors. What else am I missing? Anyway, I just wanted to, make those connections because I think that it's not silly. I think that there's a lot of people that there's just a lot of shills out there right now, right? There's a lot of shills are shilling. And I can't believe I gave this guy the time of day, but he was trying to disprove these things. And I was like, how do you explain this and this and this? And he didn't disprove anything. There's no debunking Q at this point, people. Don't even try. I read their stupid debunking things. What's up with this Austin dude? Like, I never even heard of him before until, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. And I've been following Q forever. And this guy shows up and says he's Q. And people are actually believing it. Like, I can't wrap my head around people actually believing that this guy. If you believe that he is Q, then you're not a real Q follower. Like, there's no way. I mean, it's so absurd to me that I'm like disappointed that he actually has some sort of following. In fact, someone on my Facebook today, I posted about how Joam's Twitter account was suspended, and he messaged me and said, "You should look at my newsfeed to find out why he was suspended." And I was like, "Okay." So I clicked on his newsfeed, and he had this whole thing about this Austin Stein, whatever his name is, and how he is Q and how you need to watch. And he's like, "You really need to watch all these videos. You need to do it." I just deleted that guy so fast. I was like, "Are you kidding me? You're an idiot if you think that this guy's real. You don't deserve to be on my Facebook. No, you don't get to comment. You don't know what you're talking about. So bye bye." And I said bye bye to him because that's stupid. There's a lot of stupid people on Facebook. I hate. Let's see. I think I went over everything I wanted to go over, and I don't really have anything else to talk about with you guys. So if you have a question for me, you can ask me a question. Anybody have any questions? I don't know what else to talk about, and I'm bored. So, and it's very late. It's 1:18. There's 10 people here. Okay, out of these 10 people, where are you guys? Tell me what's your location is. Come on, answer me. I'll wait. I'll wait for you to tell me your location. And I'll play you. Nobody's talking? Nobody wants to talk? Oh, wait, people are talking. I just wasn't seeing it. Sorry. Yes, I play a little bit. Okay, so you're in Massachusetts, Ryan. Nice. And we got Missouri, Blue Springs, Missouri. Where else? What else? What else? What else? I got this little travel guitar. It's a little mini guitar. You can see it compared to my steel string guitar. Anyway, it's nylon string. It's pretty cool. I'm kind of in love with it right now. Look up darkness and hamburgers. Oh, okay. You're in Florida. Wow, we're all over the place. Fun. It's really late in Florida, right? What time is it in Florida? I wish I could sing. I saw that Darnkest thing. So the Darnkest it's the book, but it was spelled wrong on Amazon. And so when you look it up, Darnkest, it comes up on Amazon. And it was about saving a child, right? I couldn't really figure out what it was. I love that kind of string, like the nylon string. It's nice and soft, and I could do like classical guitar stuff. Birders worse than doubles, I heard. It's 420. Oh, it's 420. Go smoke a joint. Is everybody getting bored out of their minds in this quarantine? Is everybody staying up all night long like I am? Because I can't sleep. Because I'm just waiting for something to happen. Every time a helicopter goes over, I'm like, what's going on? Is it a military helicopter? I don't know. I'm just very jumpy and antsy. Is MA, is that Maine? I can't remember. I can't remember what Maine, is it Maine? Is that what MA is? I hope so. It's been a while since I've done my state abbreviations. Guitar's a little out of tune. Oh, Massachusetts. ME is Maine. Oh my gosh. I always got all the M's. Too many M's. I'm not very. No, I'm smart. I just forgot that. So we've got Matt. Wow, we've got a lot of people. I mean, a lot of people from different places. Anybody in California? Any Californians out there? Okay, of you 10 people that are in here. Okay, thank you for saying that you mix them up too, because I'm not really a dumb person. I just couldn't remember because I never write letters to those places. Play for us, hun. I don't know what I can play. Let's see. I can kind of play Blackbird. Oh, I was playing an E minor and an A, or an A minor and an E minor. Okay. I don't know if I'm playing it right, but that's one of the only songs I've learned to play. I learned it in high school. If you're happy to know it, but for Trump. That's right. I'm happy. I'm super optimistic about the future. That's what I love about the message of Q. And I think that that's what we need to make sure to remember to remind people when we tell people about Q is that it's ultimately a message of hope. It's like yes, they're all. I'm going to tell you about all these crazy, horrible things, that there's child trafficking and that they literally drink the blood of children, and that there's tons and tons of corrupt politicians, and Hollywood's bad. I can't watch movies anymore. I can't. It's hard to even listen to music anymore because it's so things are so bad. Everything's deceptive. Everything, there's just hidden messages and everything. So it's a depressing thing to go through and I think that that's kind of our purpose. A lot of us that have been with Q since the beginning, we've been told that people are going to need our help. They're going to need our help. They're going to need our help because it's going to be, we all went through it. I'm sure all of us that are woke, for lack of a better word, that it was kind of a painful process, like going through realizing how fake the world is that we live in and how evil the world is in, and that Satan worshiping is real. What was I talking about? Why was I going off on that tangent? I don't know. I was going to say something. I was going somewhere with that. Oh, yeah, that it's a message of hope. So you tell all these people all these horrible things, but then you get to end it by saying, guess what, though? Patriots are in control, and we're winning. And like everything's going to be okay. Not only are these children going to be rescued, but we're going to have cures that have never been that have always existed that we've never had. They suppressed that, so that stuff is going to come out, and then all the stuff on all the Jacera law stuff, the getting rid of ending the Fed, getting rid of cutting all the taxes. I mean, we're all going to have more money in our pockets. We have so much to look forward to. I'm wearing my Trump shirt. Why not? Why not Trump? Oh, we got a JFK Jr. believer. Yay. I'm a JFK Jr. believer too. I think it's going to come out. I don't care if people think I'm crazy. I'm yelling timber. That was so awesome. That video when the grandchildren did that was such a cool troll. It made me so happy. I mean, who doesn't want him to be alive? We all hope he's alive, but I know people are like don't want to believe it because it seems too crazy. And the free energy, exactly. We're gonna have our money is gonna be backed by gold. We're ending the Fed. We're gonna have free energy. We're gonna have cures for diseases, cancer. We're gonna have JFK Jr. He is definitely a sexy man, wasn't he? Yes, he won sexiest man. So we're gonna have all these so I'm excited and optimistic about the future, and I love that I get to say that to people when I say don't worry, don't be afraid, there's good things are happening, amazing things are happening. Like everything's gonna be fine. And it's people don't believe you though. People can't believe that there's gonna be debt forgiveness. They can't believe any of that stuff. And then you've got people that, well, that's not fair. What but I paid off my debt and these people are gonna get their debt forgiven. I don't know how it's gonna work, but I know that the evil banksters have been screwing the Americans over for a long time, and there's a lot of that debt that was incurred that is not okay. The government should have never backed loans for school. They should have never, and that's when it all got ruined, right? So anyway, there's just going to be a lot of wrongs righted, right? A lot of wrongs righted. Is that how you say it? Truth has nothing to do with the number of people convinced of it. Oh, I like that. That was a good quote. You're full of all kinds of gems. Yes, exactly. And then it's hard. It's hard having people laugh at you and mock at you for saying the things you do. I mean, I deal with it. I know people think I'm nuts, but I don't care. I have grown such a thick skin, and you know why? It's because information gives you power. The more you read, the more you know. And so when people do ask you about stuff, you can spout stuff all day. I could talk to you for hours. I could tell people because that's literally all I spend my time doing is reading all this stuff. And when I say Q, I mean just the truth about the world we live in. I know that I sound convincing because I have all kinds of, I'm just like throwing up on them all this information that I've just been researching for years now. And you just know that you know more than anyone else out there. The more I talk to people, the more I realize how little people know. Even in the Q community, there's a lot of people that don't know a lot, that are new, and I have to be nice and remember that, like, not everyone has devoted the time and energy that a lot of us have. People that there's Q people that still think Alex Jones is good. I'm like, you need to go back and read. You need to go back and read. Alex Jones is not good. I don't know if you guys have encountered that too with different Q. I don't know. Of the people that are here, how many of you guys are actual Q researchers? Raise your hand if you're a Q researcher. Or am I talking to people that don't know what I'm talking about? I know a few of you do. I don't know if everybody does. It's a tuned in frequency. It's a tuned in. What does that mean? We are all on our. I'm reading your quotes. Sorry. We are all on our own path at our own pace. Never forget that. Some of us get it and learn it, wake it up in different levels. Yes, it's so true. And once you have that discernment, it's almost really easy to just, and you can't comprehend how people don't see it. That's what's so weird to me is I love X-22 report. X-22 is great. Yeah. What was I saying? Oh, that it's just hard when you can see things so clearly, when you kind of have the understanding how the world works, and like when you do hear, you can read between the lines when the fake news is on or when Trump is on, because you can just see things, you understand what's going on, and other people don't, and they don't understand when you try to explain it to them. But then there's a lot of people that get it. So yeah, so your brain is really good too. And we know, I love and we know. And we know. Who watches anybody watch A Call for an Uprising? That's that dude. Actually, I learned a ton about satanic symbols from A Call for an Uprising. That's where I learned so much about all the symbolism, like all the satanic symbolism, the Masonic stuff. He's really opened my eyes with all that stuff. I've been able to. Anyway, um, it's getting late. Yes, you watched A Call for an Uprising too. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go to bed now. I just wanted to try this out. I've never done it before, like a actual conversation. So yeah, I keep on digging, guys. Keep on looking. Voice inflection is so important as we study. Okay. Like my voice inflection? You want me to fix my voice inflection? I don't know what you mean by that. The voice inflection is very important. Like when you're talking to people about this, is that what you mean? Inflection is so important as we study. Clear stage movement. Oh, there was another Q drop? Like right now? Are you serious? I'm looking right now. Are you sure? Oh, yes, I try to be calm. Sometimes I'm not calm when I go to events and there's all these people that hate Trump. Um, I turn into someone else. I don't even know. I start like shaking, and I'm like, nope, I'm going to defend my president, and I'm not afraid, and I get in their face, and I turn into a person that I did not know I was. People look at me and they're like, Heidi, you were always such a shy little quiet girl. Who is this lady? And I'm like, it's just it's injustice. When there's injustice, it's like this I just get, that's when I have fight. When I see an injustice, this fighter comes out of me, and I feel no fear, and the words come out of my mouth, and I can say what I need to say. Have you seen all the latest Q drops? Well, let's see. Maybe I haven't. This last one. Um, Human cannibalism and spirit cooking. Is that the last one? Maybe I haven't seen that. Out of order, insert important. Do you think? Let me read it. Out of order, insert important. Twitter. Okay, it's Twitter. Do you think spirit cooking was just pretend? No, I never thought it was pretend. When Maxine Waters gets hauled to Gitmo, then the haters she created might rethink their positions. Guys, like, where's she? Oh yeah. So I mean, Alex Jones. Okay, so I have to say, Alex Jones played a role in my awakening for sure. Which was really, it was really hard for me to believe that he was that bad, that he was Mossad, that he was, because he just seems like he's really done a lot for a lot of people as far as waking them, uh, but he turns off all the normal people, right? He turns off anyone that's not really conservative. Actually, people that are conservative, I think there's a lot of people that are like just annoyed by his voice and think he's annoying and crazy. So I guess I remember Joem, when he tweeted about him, he said, and it made a lot of sense to me, He said his purpose was to take truth and to twist it and to make it look crazy. So I'm like, yes, that's what he did. He does take truth and then he makes it really crazy and it turns people off. So if that's his perfect purpose, he's doing a good job. So this was okay. So yes. So that link to the Q post went to the human farming thing. I saw that. And then what is this one? The Cannibal Club. That's crazy. I can't believe that that's real. And then the Q post before that, what was that? 316. Henry Kissinger, the plan to install a world government through fear. The plan. The silent war continues. Maybe that is his purpose. Yes, exactly. That's what I think Alex Jones' purpose is. Thank you for saying I'm funny. Let's see what else. 315. Pelosi delivered impeachment articles same day. I haven't read these actually. I was so enthralled on stupid Twitter. Spent all day on Twitter today. It was crazy. Okay. Oh, she delivered impeachment articles the same day as the first COVID case. Interesting. Let's see. I'm gonna read this. Why is it so small? Okay, maybe I won't read it. Let's see. So what's your gut feeling about what? What's my gut feeling about what? You think he's Mossad? Oh, about Alex Jones? Yes, there's pictures of him pictured with Mossad, right? I mean, and Q said that he was Mossad. Q's like, he's mentioned him in a couple posts and said he's Mossad, which it's crazy to me, but it makes sense. If his purpose is to make conspiracies look crazier, take truth and to make it look stupid and crazy like a conspiracy circus, then he does do that. Cue the Plan Classic YouTube. AJ is 80-20. Saw the 23 years ago. What does that mean? He's 80-20. 80% bad, 20% good. Was he ever good and then he got compromised? What do you guys think? I don't know. Who do you guys think? Let me ask this. I still like Alex. It'd be hard for me not to. You can think whatever you for that. I agree that he has demons and Mossad. I know. It's weird. He's kind of, there's something to that. Maybe compromise, not full agent. Yeah, I know. I don't get it. And then what does that mean about the other people on InfoWars? Does that mean they're bad too? I don't know. It's really weird. Sorry, I'm looking for my plug. His guests. I wasn't one of his guests, but I was an Owen Schroyer's guest. I was actually really nervous about going on InfoWars. My friend is Brandon from That's the Point, if you guys know who he is. He's the one that his girlfriend called me up and was like, do you want to go on InfoWars and tell your story at the Adam Schiff town hall? She's like, they would love to have you. And I was like, okay. But I knew that I knew that Alex Jones was Mossad, and I'm like, I hope they don't ask me about Q because I don't know what to say because Alex Jones is bad. They weren't gonna ask me about Q, but yeah, I just told our story. I don't know if you guys saw that video, the Adam Schiff town hall meeting. That was pretty crazy. Durham started same day Q did. I didn't know that. Very interesting. So what is all your gut feelings? Do you guys think there's been a force to see no indication that Alex was Mossad, and I'm not given any directives to that effect? I know, but Ryan, I don't know if you're a Q person or not. Because I don't know. Wait, I trust Q, and Q says that he's Masonic. But if you haven't like gained an understanding of Q and you don't necessarily believe Q, that's okay. Like it takes it takes time, and I know that's weird. It's weird. The Alex Jones thing is really weird, but apparently he's Mossad. Uh, there's a lot of shockers. Who here is flat Earth? I'm a little flat earther, I have to say. I have when presented with just the simple idea about 80/20 truth. Okay, gotcha. That makes sense. That makes sense. Just enough, just taint the truth just enough, right? Is that his purpose? Been there since that was a message ago, since Q. Yeah. Oh, you have. Okay. So flat and stationary. Oh, we got another flat earther. Nice. This is fun. So I don't completely understand the model. So maybe you guys can help me. Anti-Definition League. Okay. They were law fared off the air. I don't know what that means. They were law fared off the air. What is that? What does law fared mean? I don't know what that means. But yeah, so just the one question about flat Earth, about if you take a powerful microscope telescope, right, and you look across the ocean, and there's a calculation, because they have, I don't know what the calculation is, but the Earth is curved, right? So there should be a calculation where at a certain point you would see the curvature of the Earth. So you would see the ship disappear, right? And that's not demonstrated. So just that one thing alone, to me, is like worth investigating. If you don't see the ship disappear because of the curvature of the Earth, you just see it for miles, way past where you're mathematically supposed to see the curve. What is going on there? No curve. I know, that's an experiment anyone could do. Anyone. You can go to the beach and go look at a ship and do that calculation, and it's just such a simple thing. Exactly. I'm trying to be open-minded too. I'm like, I've learned so many truths about the world we live in. I'm just going to be open-minded about everything from now on. I don't ever want to be the fool that laughs. I laughed at 9/11 truthers. I'm not going to lie. I did. I thought they were crazy. I laughed at the Sandy Hook hoax people. I laughed at the anti-vaxxers. I did. I thought they were stupid. I was like, really? You think vaccines cause autism? And then it wasn't until I took the time to do my own research, and I've apologized. I've since apologized to people. I'm like, you were right. Thank you for being brave enough to open your mouth and tell me that crazy thing, um, because I looked into it. You planted a little seed. I know people laugh. Flat Earth is such a joke. I don't even go there. I don't even go there with people. But I definitely think there's. I don't, like I said, I haven't done a ton of research on it, but I think it's very. I don't think we landed on the moon. I definitely don't think we landed on the moon for sure. NASA's a joke. We did not go on the moon. Good for you, Ryan, for being a truther since 2004. You're way woke before I was. I didn't become. I hate using that word because it's overused, but it was actually it was Pizzagate that woke me in 2016. I started to kind of learn a little bit about the government and how it actually runs, but it really was Pizzagate. And then my friend that told me about Pizzagate said you should look into Sandy Hook too. And when she said that, I was like, you're nuts, girl. Sandy Hook, you think that was a hoax? She was like, just look into it. And it was someone I totally respected and thought she was a super smart girl, and we were the same politically. So I was like, okay, I'll go look at this stupid Sandy Hook hoax videos. Like 100 hours later, because I watched one and I was like, yeah, that was kind of interesting. And then I watched another one and another one, and I was like, well, how did they pull this off? So I'm like, I gotta keep watching. And the more I watched, the more I started to put the puzzle pieces together, and I'm like, holy crap, this actually happens. Like, there's that many people involved that they could lie and pull a stunt like that. Like, that was shocking to me, and changed my whole life. After that, I was like, I don't know what kind of things are going on in this world. And then this that totally prepped me for Q. And as soon as Q hit, I was like, well, I kind of already know like I know a lot of these things are true. Read some of your comments. Oh yeah, human trafficking is no hoax for sure. These people that debunk Pizzagate is such a joke to me because I look at their stupid debunking articles. They don't debunk crap. They really don't. They don't debunk crap. Like the one they'll always say, and then the thing that they do. I know I said I was going to go to bed, and now I'm still talking. The thing they're doing now is having these stupid people commit crimes and then making them Q people. Like they said, like the person that shot it. They always like to bring that up, that someone shot up at the pizza. You guys think that, you conspiracy theorists, you cause someone to go into a pizza shop and shoot a gun. Yeah, he shot the server of the computer with all the child porn. Really? Like, come on, people. Can't wait till 9/11. Oh, I know. I really pray that 9/11 truth comes out. That's what I'm saying. There's so much stuff that needs to come out. So much stuff that I just can't wrap my head around how that's going to happen. Do you guys think it's going to be like that we're just on like it's going to be documentaries that we're watching? We're going to watch trials on TV? Thousands and thousands of children. I know. I can't wrap my head around how this is going to happen. Jay Secular was talking about issues that Q talked about before POTUS was elected, like Spygate. So it was easy for me to know Q was real. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Spygate. So Spygate, yeah, that happened when he was running for president. Yeah, the whole thing is crazy. So what do you guys think? Like, do you think that the trafficked children are going to come out first? Or do you think, I mean, I saw people saying, so you think that? It seems like we're kind of heading. Do you guys think the C before D means children before D class? Are you guys in that thought? Because I know some people were saying that. I didn't know if I should believe it or not, though. If that's what the C represented. Yeah, it said C before D. What about the arrests? So are the arrests happening the same time they're extracting the children, do you think? I can't believe this is happening. Like, it's so weird to me. The kids are going to need a lot of help. I know. Who's going to take care of all the children? Are they going to be in homes? Are they going to be adopted out? Like, how is that going to happen? Yeah, I believe that too. There must have already been arrests. Like, what do you guys think about Tom Hanks? Do you think do you think he's flipped? Do you think he's arrested? So you do think like Ellen and those really are the ankle monitors on their feet that the people are saying? I watched the news helicopter follow a man in dark military clothes with rifle into woods on Sandy Hook coverage. Oh, you were watching it live? We will have to open doors to unwanted kids. I know, there's going to be a lot of kids that need a lot of love. And David Spade, I know. So do we think that David Spade was really trying to ask Tom Hanks, like, are you good? Are you flipped? Are you arrested? Oh, you think Bush Jr. flipped at Dad's funeral? You think that was a flip with the letters? I never even thought about that. I have to think about that. I have to think about what that means. So you're saying that okay, because he did have that weird look on his face, like he took a deep breath when that Secret Service guy was handing the letter over to Laura. So you think he flipped and he's telling, like, to say, because he's really bad. Like, no, there's no deals for these people, right, that are really bad. I mean, is he trying to save his children? I posted a video of the charges these people have. Okay, is that on your YouTube channel? I'll check it out. Bush Jr. took option A. What is option A? What does that mean? Like, because I know there's no deals. We were told there's no deals for people that hurt children. If he hurt children, he does not get a deal. I don't think Tom Hanks gets a deal if he hurt children, which I totally think he's a child molester, and he better not get a deal. I mean, maybe he's flipped so that he could protect like his children or his wife. I don't know, but these monsters don't get deals. Did you see? They're all being sued. Oh, are you talking about the class action or the civil lawsuit? Because I saw that when Laura and his brother booked, like they saw a ghost. Oh yeah, or they looked. Yes, they looked. They exactly. Clearly something happened there, and same with Obama and Michelle. Do you see how they tried to? They saw the letter and they totally tried to pretend like they didn't see anything. They just kept straight faces, like we didn't see anything. Or when Biden's wife picks up the envelope off the ground and is like, "Did you get this too? Did you get this envelope?" And then Pence. People can't believe that Pence is bad. People can't believe that. Even like, I mean, I hang out with a lot of Trump supporters that aren't actually cute people. And I tell them that Pence is bad. They're like, what? What? Like, but he got a letter. I mean, that's like the biggest piece of evidence is the fact that he got that letter. Junior is the main 9/11 main guy. Do you think? I don't know. I don't know if Junior is the architect. I think it was probably Dick Cheney, right? I mean, he was like the puppet, but Dick Cheney was controlling that puppet, right? I mean, he was Bush's Cheney's puppet. I don't think Bush is the brains behind 9/11. Papa Bush might have been, because he was involved in JFK's assassination, right? Yeah. But I never thought about Bush flipping. That has never been something I considered. You have to tell me more why you think that. Yep, on Pence, Trump keeps his enemy close. So, okay, could I ask you guys this? Do you guys think it's a fake Pence or do you think it's a real Pence? Because my husband thinks he's a fake Pence. He always calls him fake Pence. Janie Rumsfeld Ashcroft, yeah. Yeah, old Junior was just a puppet. All those guys were I think his dad was way more evil than him. Papa Bush was probably way more evil than Junior. I'm mad about Laura Bush. She seemed like apple pie and the sweetest thing, and I bought into her. I thought she was the sweetest thing. And now when I saw her with those envelopes, I just was like, you're evil woman. You look like you're so sweet and kind, but you're evil. No deals. Thank you. Thank you, Glenn. No deals. I know 1,000 points of lights. Do you know of Castle of Darkness? I do not know what Castle of Darkness is. Please tell me. Yes, a GW was a Viper. Yes. Yeah, he was New World Order, 1,000 points of light. Okay, wait. We're supposed to lose a couple more presidents, right? Isn't that kind of part of the... That's a Mark Taylor prophecy, right? That there's... I don't know if that's going to happen. What was the prophecy about? Yes. OMG, it's bad. Yeah. The Mark Taylor prophecy. Do you guys know which one I'm talking about? About the presidents. How many will die? 2. What does it say? 2 dead, 3 dead, 3 shaken, taken, and shaken. I couldn't remember those words. Yes. Oh, Mark Taylor stuff is pretty interesting. Bush family member security chain to move in on Twin Towers right before 9/11. So many things about 9/11. All the money that was taken out. Oh, from the stocks that were sold off, the people that weren't there in the building the day. I mean, there's just endless things. I can't believe that anyone at this point believes that 9/11 wasn't an inside job. It's easy. That's an easy one. But once you can accept that actually was an inside job, it's all gonna make sense to you. Yeah, what is Castle of Darkness, Eve? EVE? Sounds like something Fritz Springmeier wrote about. I don't know who Fritz Springmeier is. The surrounding areas around the Castle of Darkness. The people went missing. You have to look it up. It's like Hansel and Gretel, not folklore. Okay, I'm looking it up right now because I like learning new things. So is this somewhere where they hunted children? You know how they had those parties where they hunted children, like legit Hunger Games for these elite. I've read about that. Fritz Springer wrote Bloodlines of the Illuminati. Oh, okay. Oh, it's dark. Here we go. Castle of Darkness. It looks like it's a game on on Steam. How do I find the proper? Okay, Castle of Darkness. How do I find Castle of Darkness? I just found the game Castle of Darkness. What else do I look up? Belgium? Is it Belgium? Is that what it is? Oh, images for Castle of Darkness, Belgium. Who owns the Castle of Darkness? Is it one of the Rothschilds? Did the Bushes hang out there? Is that what I'm seeing? Mother of Darkness Castle. Okay, well, I'll read about that. Shaken and Taken, yes. There's probably a game called that. There is a game called Castle of Darkness. Oh, it's filmed an Illuminati property. The castle is known as an Illuminati headquarters with huge history of child abuse, sacrifices, and much more. Of course. Of course it is. Okay. I will watch that. That's sounds interesting. It's like the real Hansel and Gretel. The real deal. Just more disgusting, disturbing things that we have to learn about the world that we live in, right? I read about Hillary participating in rituals there. Yeah. Didn't they have to what is it called when they first came into the White House? When they do a blessing on the house because it was evil. They had to what's it called? Why can I exercise the demons? They had to exercise the demons. Did they have to exercise the demons at the White House before they moved in? I remember reading that because it was so they summoned those evil spirits, those Obamas. Is the truth about Michael Obama going to come out? That's what I want to know. You think so? I hope so. The transgender first lady. We had a transgender first lady, and now we have a supermodel first lady. How about that? We went from a man to a supermodel. Yeah. All right. I should shut this down. I've been chatty for a long time, and I'm running out of things to talk about. I'm not running out of things to talk about. I could talk all night long, but I don't want you guys to be bored with me. How can we not push it all forward just with Epstein? Exactly. That's the thing too, is everything is interconnected. So it seems like once one thing comes out, then all the dominoes fall. Like it's literally all interconnected. So that's what it's true. Like maybe the children are going to be rescued, and then it's going to be the Epstein disclosure of all the people that were involved in that, and then that's going to lead to I don't know. It's so hard to know. Okay, they had the holiest laying of hands on Trump, a blessing. Oh, is that what that photograph is? Is a special like laying on the hands for him? That's cool. And there was wasn't there like satanic stuff in the White House too? I know, I could do this all night long too. It's fun. I know, but I should be responsible and go to bed at a decent hour at 2 o'clock in the morning. What time is it? Yeah, it's 2 and 8. 2 in the AMs. You know what? Let's just hope that my gut was always saying something really amazing was going to happen on Easter because he emphasized Easter so many times. Trump did in that one interview where he said, it'd be really amazing if we could all be in our churches together on Easter Sunday. But then he kind of backpedaled and was like, that was not going to happen. But there's such symbolism with Easter. There's such the dark to light symbolism. rising, like raising from the dead. Just everything about Easter is so symbolic. And since we are playing, you know, opposing their satanic stuff with godly things, trying to recapture their stupid satanic holidays by doing bad things to them on their satanic holidays. It just seems fitting that something really good and special would happen on Easter, some sort of light, the light that could be brought to the world, as a beautiful symbolism, because we know that Q uses the scriptures and talks about God and talks about Christ, and um, it's just our Christian values are a huge part of what make this country free. Really, it's the Christian values, the Judeo-Christian values that really are um, important to having a free society. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I'm getting really tired. All right, I'm gonna say goodnight for the third time. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll try this again. I hope I wasn't too boring. I hope you guys had fun. 501c3 needs to go away. The problem with church as a business, yes. Churches shouldn't be able to make that kind of money. It was fun to talk to you too, Ryan. The financial reset needs to be announced. Yes, it's all coming out in the cures. We have so much to look forward to. I hope you guys share that positive message whenever you talk to people, that you bring that message of hope, and that you let people know that patriots are in control. And as scary as things seem like they are, as crazy as it seems like the government's taking over our lives right now, it's really weird. But you guys know a lot, and you know enough to tell people that they need to not be afraid, and that amazing things are happening. And yeah, that I'll say good night, and thank you for tuning in.